Okay, we're going to do a little more cabinet diving here. So since I haven't got enough model stuff built up to show you, we'll do this. By the way, this is one of those Temu t-shirts. If you guys have thought about ordering one of these Ratfink Temu shirts, the shirt's fine. I think I paid like, it was cheap, like $8. But if you look at the registration on this shirt, it's horrible. I mean, it's just, you can, I mean, the graphics are so awful. So don't waste your money. It all looks like a great deal on Temu, but it's not. Of course, now you're paying 100 and something tariff on top of everything else, so it's not worth it. But just letting you know that I got 2 shirts off there, just kind of testing the waters. They both suck, so just FYI. So all right, let's dive into this cabinet. So oh, all right. Well, we'll just start with the stop. Good Lord, top center. This 32 Ford Coupe. This is from Van Chase Studios. This is one big ass chunk of resin. So, and most of it is one piece. There's a few pieces loose on it, but a lot of it is one big piece. It has the arm, like the monster's arm coming out the window. I used Sculpey and made a face, a monster face, and the eyeballs, and added the hair just so it looked like a Roth monster driving it. House of Colors, candy apple red over silver with some, used Pavo purple to fade all the edges to get some darkening in there. You can see it's got a little, just to give it a, you know, mix it up a little bit. So in the back here, resin cast. Chuck Darnell did this for me. He just did another one for me. And gonna start painting that pretty soon. That in the background, that's one of those graphics you can get at Hobby Lobby a few years back. That's another Van Chase shift knob down there. I think this is a Dennis McPhail's sculpts, one of his shifter heads from way back. I mean, I'm talking well over 20 years ago. That was in my 32 Ford for a long time. And, this little coffin was painted up and striped up. My buddy Joey Enyart gave me that. And of course, the cat from AMT. Everybody knows this guy. It's the little Tom Daniel chopper. That's actually Tom on there. Supposed to be him. Oh, kind of go outside here. I don't think you can see that. There's kind of a, that's an Ed Roth head. In the front here, this little tiny, I think these are probably about 1/43rd scale. This Willys coupe. It's done by Sonny DePalma. And one of the few pieces I have that Sonny did, but I treasure. This skull is also from Van Chase. It's one that I painted up. Mad Fabricator Society. Baby Yoda. This is a portable ashtray, a Lucky Strike. That was a thing back in the day, I guess. I was never a smoker, but I've got several of those. Of course, you guys saw the big Roth figure. That was done by Jimmy Flintstone way back. And I finished him this year, so I'm very happy to have him in here with the rest of the gang. Again, in the background, that's another one of those Fresnel Prism images that will change. I can't really get it to change as I move here, but that was a Hobby Lobby thing. You know, they was cheap, but they're cool. That's one of the Revell Ratfinks. One of probably 200 of those I have painted in my lifetime. And this is one of the big Tornado design Ratfinks. This one I modified into Devilfink. I used Sculpey to add the horns and his goatee, put spikes on his body and claws on his feet, and airbrushed a bunch of ghost flames and stuff under him. He's all done in House of Colors candies. His eyes light up too. Down here on the bottom is a little 3D printed gas pump we did in Ratfink. That's one of the newer glow-in-the-dark Ratfinks. There's another little combi bust that I modified. I think Rick Hamilton gave me all these buttons here, if I do remember correctly. Rick, I think I did. These are some of my rat finks from my childhood. Still have them. I've got about a dozen from when I was a kid. And then along the front here, there's your Rat Fink Club. That's an original certificate from way back. And then there's some of these bootleg tiny little rat finks that came on the rings, the real small ones, but they were bootleg stuff. There's a rat fink toe that I made. And then we got some genuine fink balls. One of my artist buddies did those. I think this came from Jimmy Flintstone years and years and years ago. I've never seen another one. I actually had this mounted on my mini bike, and it does light up. The eye lights up, and his eyes light up. It's a cool piece, and it was just filthy, and I took it off the mini bike a few years back and cleaned it up, gave it a bath, and brought it back in here. There's one of the rat fink die casts that my son gave me. There's a rat fink patch back there that's kind of obscure. And then another one of those, it's a rat fink wagon. I got a bunch of these fuzzy feet too. I love these. You remember these, you guys? When I was a kid, fuzzy feet, that was a big thing, and I scored a whole bag of those on eBay a few years ago. There's a blue one. I think there's a red one under here. I loved these as a kid. Had them walking up my closet door. But I scored like, it was like 2 dozen of them in a bag. Here's a big one. Here's one of the big giant ones. My mom used to get so pissed I'd stick those on my closet door and stuff, because it would pull all the finish off the door when you tried to take them off. This is a fairly rare piece. I wish I brought something to sat on. Oh, hang on. Let me let Lucy Dog out here. Lucy Dog's wanting to go outside. So she knows how to open the sliding door herself. So I'll let her go out and meander a little bit. Yeah, in the back here, this is from Jimmy C., this big sculpture. These were a toy, a plastic toy, Frankenfink. I think they were mostly sold in Japan. This one, they came in black, glow in the dark, or you could buy them painted for a lot from Johnny Ace, not Jimmy C. It was Johnny Ace, I'm sorry, Ace and Callie. But this was a black one that I painted, airbrushed him up myself, and really like this piece. I got this straight from Ace himself, and as I remember, he gouged me pretty good on it. In the back here, this is, it's hard to see, but this pinstripe piece, this was done by Joe Enyart, and it's actually a Frankenstein head on clear plexiglass. Love that. Joe's been my good friend for many, many years. Since we were kids, literally. This is Sir Drags a lot. I did this quite some time ago. I know it's probably kind of hard to see, but he's, there he is. This is one of those Aurora Knights that I just basically hacked the living shit out of. The poor guy. Deformed his face and airbrushed him all up there. He's got a shifter, a broken shifter in his hand. Love this piece too. This is a design from Ben Mitchell, Drag Daddy, and this was sculpted and cast by Andy Cope over in the UK. And I just added a base. The Feral Cat is one of the reissues from the Aurora Monster series. Tom McLean did the little skull there for me. He does some cool little sculpey skulls. They all glow in the dark. Love those. Tom's a great artist, really generous man. Devotes a lot of his time and efforts to charity. That's one of Jimmy Flintstone's shifters, the Beatnik skull. And yet another combi on a 3D printed base off of eBay, and a little teeny Wrench and Rat Fink, also eBay item. And then I got these little crazy little, I got several of these sitting around, these flies. Those are 3D printed. John Sparkman did those. Got this zombie minion. He was also done by Andy Cope. And there's another one of those big Rat Finks that you guys are digging. I love this one. I love the fluorescent green. Really cool stuff. Behind here is a really, really special piece. This was a birthday gift for me from Chuck Darnell, probably 4 or 5 years ago. This is all hand-tooled leather. Rat fink on one side. Got the old Surfer hot curl on the back. Let me see if I can get it open. Oh, crap. Inside's got one of my tikis, and it says Surf Fink inside of there. This fellow passed away that did this in the last year or two, but I feel really blessed. This is a truly unique piece of artwork, one of a kind, and I really feel blessed to have that in my collection. And as usual, Chuck looking out for me, finding me cool stuff, giving me cool stuff. And then here on the bottom, a lot of just kind of car-related stuff. There's my old Pache, my first airbrush in there. And then I've just kind of got an assortment of a little bit of everything. I think this skull glows in the dark. That's a Van Chase skull. Tom McLean also did all these shifter bases for me, and then I made the rods for a lot of these. But Tom cast all those. He gave me about a half a dozen of them not too long ago. And I've just got kind of an assortment of Moon Eye stuff patches. My video cut off there momentarily, so I'll have to splice this back together. Just kind of an assortment of car-related stuff. Some of the old Tiger grips back there. Love these, and I got a really good price a couple years ago on eBay on these. Somebody had bought literally, they found a whole case of them, and they had them like 15 bucks a pair, and I jumped on. I should have bought a bunch of them, and I didn't, but that's okay. This Krager, this is a lug nut mug, obviously. Back in the day when you bought a set of Krager mag wheels, you got one of these. And I did some hard haggling to get this. I found this in a thrift shop in Roanoke, Virginia, when my daughter was up there. And I went 10 rounds with the seller. I'd bought a few pieces out of their booth already, and the woman just was determined not to budge on this. And they're not super rare, but rare enough. This one was in good shape, but I finally haggled. I think I paid $40 for it, so I was happy. It was at like 60 originally, or 65. So I went about 10 rounds on the telephone with this woman and finally got it at the price I wanted. I think I got that from Moon Eyes, that Devil Shifter. I think that's where that came from got like 30 years ago. There's an assortment of dimmer switch, the Moon Eyes foot dimmer switch, and some pedals. I had one of the big drag racing pedals. I think I sold it. This large Von Dutch flying eyeball, that was a gift from Sonny DePalma and Pam. It's all metal, polished. And of course the little tiger paws. I think that was a Golf Premium. Or no, I don't know if it was Golf or not. Well, I put a tiger in your tank. SO, one of those. And that's actually an SO Premium there on the bottom, that orange thing. That's, remember you would snap that around the top of a Coke bottle neck and clip that on top of it, keep your Coke bottle sealed and keep your carbonation in there. And this little metal pedal car ornament, I just found that in a random box of junk for $1 and cleaned it up. There's some blue dots in there and some other junk. There's a couple of metal signs back there, some Roth stuff. And, I like the SO stuff. I had a few pieces up here. This is a bank, the SO Tiger Bank. And then, of course, this is my wife's glassware up here too. This is a little pull behind SO Tiger. He's got a real furry tail, and he's a wind-up. And not a pull behind, he's a wind-up toy. And of course, I got a couple Kilroys. Rob Lopo gave me one of those, and the other one was a gift from Von Franco. And I repainted them. Along with a zillion other things. This is the back window facing out of the house here. My daughter gave me this big rat fink clock a few years back. I love this piece. It's one of Ben Mitchell's pieces of artwork. Of course, a vintage Winston thermometer. I love that. I did some haggling on that one too. I got that for like 15 bucks. I was happy with that. And just some other weird stuff. This is a magnet. I forget the name of this guy, but it was it's a toy, but it's, oh shit. Sorry, I just hit my incisions. Made by Whammo. monster magnet. That's what they called that. So yeah, it's just a magnetic hand. And as you can see, I've just got an assortment of old stuff on the top of my cabinet here, which seriously needs cleaned up. My wife is in the middle of her eBay stuff. I don't know where she acquired these from, but these just rolled in the last week or two. This one's kind of cool with the little train on the top. I didn't see that piece. So stuff she's going to sell. This is a farting dog. This is my grandchildren. Uh-oh. Batteries could be going. Oh, I would say the battery's going on that, so he's just going to do that non-stop. Great. That's going to piss my dog off. Anyway, that's it. So, yeah, I thought we would do that today. Oh my god, it's so annoying. I'm going to have to try to get a battery out of that. What have I created? Alright, so turn off all the lights and everything. And I'm going to abandon ship till I can get the battery out of that farting dog. So get him out. Lucy's already at the door going, what the hell is that? Sorry, Luce. Run. Run. I don't know what that is. Alright. More junk. So we'll do some more stuff. Do some more stuff in the next week or so. I'm going to go let Lucy back in the main house. And I will talk to you guys again soon. So, thanks for taking the junk tour. See you soon. Alright, I fixed the batteries in the farting dog. I know you guys didn't want to miss this, so here he is. Alright, so new batteries, good for another year or two of farting. He's back.